Welcome to the Bad Movie Night podcast, covering the worst movies you've never seen. We hope you enjoy listening to Bad Movie Night podcast.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bad Movie Night podcast. My name is Chris, and tonight we are continuing Bronzetober, Bronze Pearl, and we have watched the 2024 movie 12 to Midnight.
You look familiar.
I get that a lot.
Man,
they used the best line in the trailer. I get that a
They
lot.
use that shtick over and over and over.
One thing that I quickly learned about this movie is that we did not apparently watch enough of that trailer.
No, I was like, wait a minute. I saw the credit for werewolf effects, and
Well,
I'm like, hold up.
At first I saw Oliver Poser, and I'm like, oh, I'm friends with that guy on Facebook. He's a indie film guy. And then I saw he was credited for werewolf effects. Yeah, and I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
I was like, oh? I was very Tim Allen there for a second.
Tim Allen.
I was the Toolman Taylor. We're back, guys. We continue the Bronzy. There's actually other
Some of
surprises
us are back.
when this. You know what? I don't even know if Spiv counts as gone anymore or back or possibly.
I think he's been gone
never
more
coming
than
back.
he's been here. So does that count as a full-time member at this point?
What happened? Why am I frozen?
You're not.
I froze there for a second. It's because I started uploading a clip. I don't know. The new restream has issues. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what Spiv's doing. I don't, at this point, frankly, ma'am, I don't give a damn, as they say in the Victorian times. I just watched that movie. What was that movie called with Johnny Depp?
Hell.
From
something
hell.
From Hell.
From hell.
Yeah.
Hell
Now
from hell.
I'm just
Take
so
me to hell.
I'm just
Hell
very
comes the
British
Frog Town.
and Victorian inspired at all times.
Dude, the Victorian era is probably awful to live in, but seems so cool.
I can't imagine the smell of it.
Oof.
Yeah, but see,
It'd be
like,
bad.
when I lived in Lancaster, there was often manure times.
But this is like the stink of people.
People.
Yeah,
You smell
the
like
BS.
Amish
Like-
people.
If
Yeah, Amish
you've
people
never
smell bad.
smelled a group of sixth graders in May after recess, like it's probably that.
you haven't lived. You haven't really lived.
The
Sixth grade
next
teachers
level.
have seen and smelled some shit, for sure.
God, we always have to have the don't forget deodorant. It's warming up again. Please, God.
Ew, kids are fucking gross, man.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
But I mean, they didn't take baths very often back then. You know, they just covered
Right.
up the stench with perfumes and stuff if they could afford it.
When clothes weren't washed because it took so much effort and
Right.
they were so thick, so you just wore the same thing over and
How
over.
were they not just sweaty all the time with those thick
Well,
ass
they had,
clothes too?
and that would add to the smell.
It was all wool.
There is some times where I get like a little bit, like I go through my day and I'll get like a little too excited or something. Like I did a lunge or something like that. And I feel like there was like a little bit of sweat at one point. And then I go to lay down in bed. I'm like, nah, I'm so uncomfortable. I have to go shower first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine not having that as an option.
You know,
You're
one
like,
day that'll
it's-
probably.
it's been 2 weeks. I better get in this lukewarm tub that four
is
other
water
people.
is water tariffed yet? I don't know. Can we? Is it? Are we gonna be able to afford it? Not a political podcast, but Aaron, we are back live from your bedroom. That is a nice headboard that you got there, Aaron.
Thank you.
Is
It's
it
very
sturdy?
sturdy.
Okay, fair enough. We'll get there. We'll get there as we unpack more of Robert Bronzi in this film and his sexy, studly manliness. But before we can do all that,
Damn,
we need
he's
to.
a real piece of meat right there. That guy.
How old? He looks older.
He's
in
in
this
his
movie, I will
60s,
say.
late 60s, right?
I thought he was in his 70s now, but
No, is he
could be
that old?
wrong. I don't know.
I would look it up, but I'm on an iPad right now.
Yeah.
I think we looked it up last time, but I don't remember what it was.
He was like 15 years
He's
older than Charles
62.
Bronson.
62?
Oh, that's not that bad.
That's not bad at all.
Oh shit, he only has 1,700 followers on fucking Instagram.
Really?
Yeah.
We should get
Everybody
that bumped up
go
to
follow Robert Bronzi.
7,000, 5,000.
Get him on the
Everybody-
pod.
Everybody, what would he say on the pod? He might even.
Does he do cameo or whatever? Can we pay him to say something? Welcome to
Probably.
Bad Movie Night Podcast. Patreon's place $7.52 a month.
He'd probably show up more than Spiv would.
Probably.
Can we just hire him to be on the show as a like a member of the show?
Maybe. Lindsay, did you know that didn't you want to watch the Gardener movie?
Yeah, that's the one I really want to watch.
Yeah.
It's got Gary Daniels in that shit.
No
It
way.
does?
Oh,
Yeah, it says Gary
I hope we
Daniels
get-
and Robert Bronzi.
Can we watch that next week?
Yes.
No,
bump that up.
no, let's not get crazy because the Exorcist one looks pretty cool too. So we'll
That
see what
does
the wheel
too.
demands.
That does too.
All right,
Okay, can we
let's-
at least, again, not to belabor the point, but Spiv's idea was to do this whole thing.
Has he seen one?
He's watched them, but he's watched one of them, but he's yet
Only
shown up
been
on the
on-
show.
He was on last week.
Yeah.
Was he?
I'm pretty sure.
No, he wasn't.
No.
No,
It
he
wasn't.
He was on Death Kiss.
That's okay. So
Oh,
he was
Death
on the
Kiss.
first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
I
an
have this great
asshole.
idea. Goodbye.
Aaron, you're getting electronic rubbling again. I don't know if you have something rubbed close up to it. It's probably because you have so much static electricity from being in that bed.
There's just so much electricity in this
The more
bedroom.
you sit there, it just builds and builds.
Builds and builds. All right, Lindsay.
I don't know what else to do.
Yeah.
I don't either. Can you tell me what 12 to Midnight is about?
I can.
Did you write something down?
I did. I'm prepared. I'm like ready to
Watch
go.
out, AJ.
Oh,
You printed
Coming
out a
for your gig,
ChatGPT
AJ.
thing, didn't you?
Robert Bronzi looks super familiar in this action movie bait and switch werewolf movie. He's a drunk cop with a penchant for shooting everyone because his wife was murdered.
Tammy.
happy anniversary.
But he teams with a horny single mom sheriff to sniff out the werewolf before the clock strikes midnight in 12 to midnight.
Is that a werewolf on your pants, or are you just happy to see me?
This
12 what to midnight? 12,
it's just
12
it's just
hours?
because
12 minutes?
It's 10 to
Charles,
midnight.
seconds?
Yeah.
Charles Bronson did a movie called 10 to Midnight,
10 to
which
midnight.
has no
Totally different
relationship.
movie. Yeah.
None.
Yeah.
This
Well,
is
they even
Death Wish
said
with
10 to
werewolves.
midnight at one point in the movie.
Did they? Oh, God.
Yeah.
This fucking movie. All right. Well, we're going to get into it. I don't even know if the capacity to do a history hole is a possibility on this episode. It is not a
Dude,
possibility.
I mean, I could split screen my iPad, but you're going to watch me do this the whole time.
God. Are you on an iPad now?
Yeah. I've been on an iPad the whole time.
Oh, my God. An iPad? Jesus Christ. How far
My
have we
laptop does not have a web camera, and I'm already holding a microphone.
All right.
balancing
I
a
will
board
do
on
the
a-
history. I will do the history hole.
do it.
I don't know what's rubbing and causing electricity, but it's annoying as fuck. Here we go. All right. 12 to Midnight. Directed by one Mark Savage. Mark Savage is an Australian-born filmmaker who sold his first feature, Marauders, to the international market at age 24. And since then,
yeah,
he's
mate.
been making shitty movies. I mean,
Are they all shitty movies? You're passing judgment without having seen them.
Well, this one was just released last year, so this
all
is.
right. Well,
maybe
he's just
his
recently
latest.
made a shitty
Fresh
movie.
shit.
Yeah.
I mean, this so 12 to Midnight stars one Daniel Roebuck, which seems like a nice guy. He definitely shot his entire film, in one day from one room.
In one
But-
chair.
He Daniel Roebuck was in that movie The Fugitive and U.S. Marshals, both with Tommy Lee Jones.
Thought that guy looked familiar.
I just like Tommy Lee Jones. So
Good. See.
by somehow through Daniel Roebuck. Daniel
You
Roebuck
didn't
is
kill
also,
your wife.
I don't care. Tito Ortiz is in this, which everybody knows as. Well, I don't know. What was he? Was he a fighter? UFC fighter?
Maybe.
Oh.
Yeah,
Who did
he's
he
a-
play?
Yeah.
Is that what he was? He's the bald guy.
Oh,
He was
the
like
big
the
tall
muscular
guy.
guy.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe
The
he
guy
was
in
like
the
a
shack.
wrestler or a fighter or something.
I thought he was like a football player because that's what he was in the.
Yeah.
And then Eric Francis Meloragne's in this movie, playing the character of Buff for 3 minutes, and he's the
3
lead
minutes?
one of the lead
That's being
characters in my
generous.
film, Transient. So, though I will admit, when he was on, I think he's the best actor in the movie.
I agree.
Well, he came
Eric's
on. I'm
great.
like, where do I know him from? He looks so familiar.
The movie, clearly some of it was shot in Centralia, Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
I can't
they
knock down
mentioned
location
Centralia
for
as
the
well.
rest, but there's a lot of Pennsylvania featured in this film. And it currently sits at a 3.6 out of 10 with 283 reviews on IMDb.
How about a budget info, Chris?
Well, Aaron, that would be great, but it's not there.
Do you even try to do this history hole? What the hell's wrong with you?
Yeah, I don't know where you find budgets and
lazy.
stuff like that on here. I didn't know that was a thing. The reviews are not positive for this film. I'll say that.
Figured not.
Yeah.
But
It's very misleading based on the trailer and the poster, artwork, etc. I did not expect this to be what
The
it is.
name of the movie.
No, because the vibe I got was like dark serial killer psychological
Mhm.
thing.
yeah, I
like,
thought
like
he was
seven-ish
yeah.
type
Right.
of stuff.
Yeah.
That's definitely what the trailer looked like.
And we're gonna get into this movie. I think there's a lot to talk about with the Robert Bronzi. Unlike the other films,
Yeah.
this is more of a Robert Bronzi vehicle. The other
Yes.
ones,
Yeah.
he was riding shotgun or something. But this one, he's
Well,
driving
especially
the
the
car.
last one. He was barely
Yeah.
in it.
So a lot to unpack here. But now is the time where we have to move on and do that. So that was the history hole. Did I miss anything with the history hole, Aaron? Is it you want like related movies? If you want to see more movies like this, we can watch Seven Cemeteries starring
Seven
what's that guy?
Cemeteries?
Danny Trejo. Yeah.
Seven
A recent
baristas.
parolee, Danny Trejo, gets a Mexican witch to resurrect his old posse so that he can help them save a woman's ranch from a ruthless drug lord.
That
I mean,
sounds fun.
It sounds cool, but Danny Trejo is pretty. Yeah. As a lead, he's a great like
Yeah,
character, bit actor guy, but as a lead, I don't know.
There's also the Invisible Raptor. An
Oh.
amusement park paleontologist and a hapless security guard team up to stop an invisible raptor from
What is
wreaking
an
havoc on their
An
small town.
amusement park
What i-
paleontologist.
Yeah, what does that mean?
I don't know, but the movie stars Sean Astin.
That's some
Really?
made up
Yeah.
AI
As,
bullshit right
Samwise
there.
Gamgee. Yeah. All right. Well,
amusement park paleontologist. What?
I don't know. Why is the raptor invisible? Because they couldn't afford a real one, I guess. I don't know.
Yep.
Probably.
Dude,
Gosh,
that's a
it's
great
biting me right
idea.
now.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on. Let's talk about 12 to Midnight.
When you're famous, they let you do anything. For $2 a month, you can grab them by the Patreon. Let me tell you, we have the best Patreon. You go to patreon.com/badmovienightshow and you sign up for $2. And you tell me people come up to me all the time. They say, "Sir, where did you get all that good Patreon content?" And I say, "Over at Bad Movie Night." That's right, you get access to the Slack channel. This is the best Slack channel. We have only the best people on the Slack channel. Then you get your movie on the wheel. Do you know how many people tell me, "I've never seen a wheel so beautiful, so perfect as this wheel"? And you can get all that for $2 over at patreon.com/badmovienightshow.
All right. Now is the time. Time to get into the 12 to Midnight. Lindsay, what did you think? 12 to Midnight.
Well, again, I was pretty surprised by the credit of werewolf effects because I thought this was a straight up, like we talked earlier, like serial killer, whatever, action movie kind of thing. I wasn't expecting anything supernatural. But I was bored through a lot of this movie because it just seemed to linger a little too long on stuff. And by the end, I was just like, I just want this to be over. There was some funny moments and some cool moments, but overall, it just wasn't grabbing me.
Okay. Aaron.
Yeah, I think I feel pretty much along the same lines. It's really disappointing to find out this is more of a werewolf slasher movie than what we kind of expected from the trailer. Robert Bronzi's great. I love that they let him use his voice.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's not very emotive, but he's still fun to watch. He brings something to the film that makes it interesting. I just didn't care about the werewolf creature or who it was killing. And they showed way too much of it. It was really not done well. Some of the other practicals were serviceable. You know, we get some intestines and other things shown, and some of that's okay. But yeah, the mask, I don't know. It just was disappointing from that standpoint. That's kind of where I'm at with it right now.
I have a theory about the mask. Rebecca, what did you think?
I was bored too. I think it tried to do a lot and tried to force this story together that didn't work together, and it, for the budget that it had and the cast that it had, it was pushing it way too far. So then it just didn't land any of the pieces. So it wasn't enjoyable to watch, and it didn't make sense a lot of the time. So it just became this slog of getting through.
I watched The Daily Show with Jon Stewart this week. I watch it every week because he's really funny. But he showed a clip where Trump's sitting at a boardroom and everybody's saying how great he is and thanking him for everything.
God
and
damn it.
It made me think of this movie because that's how they act. They act like Robert Bronzi looks like fucking ripped Arnold Schwarzenegger from Commando, who's like a badass.
Yeah.
And it's there's a false, what's the word? There's a word for it, but the dichotomy between my eyes and reality, or reality and
it's
this
like a
fictional world.
Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man. You're like, he's not a tough guy at first, right? Or like Captain America. He's like a little scrawny dude, but then he becomes this superhero. But in this case, it's just he's just a dude.
He just stays the little.
But they act
dude.
like he has this amazing ability or skill or something.
Yeah.
I've heard about you at the academy.
Oh, I heard you worked at the mines because you were the ultimate badass miner.
Which worked for Schwarzenegger because he comes in carrying a freaking log, a tree on his shoulder, or you know what I mean? It worked for him.
Well, Schwarzenegger could put in the work where he was ripped.
Yeah, I mean, this guy's in good shape for his age,
Sure.
and he's obviously probably athletic to some degree, but it's not the ultimate badass.
There's there's definitely an aura about Charles Bronson, when he walks in, and it could be the way it was shot or framed or something. It strikes an image. It strikes an image where he looks like him, but he doesn't quite hold that presence.
Right.
No. And so when the movie tells me something, but what I'm seeing doesn't match what reality is for me, I don't know. I lose respect for the film or something. I don't know. It's just I'm all right, this is dumb. But that being said, when the movie opened and Charles Bronson walks into that fucking liquor store or whatever, the convenience store, and blows those two guys away, I was like, oh shit, this is exactly what I want.
Yep.
It's funny. It's fun. It was even it was self-aware. So far, I was like, yeah, you remind me of someone.
Beer.
Yeah,
I get that a lot.
I get the beer.
And honestly, everything after that is a steep decline. And this goddamn fucking werewolf is the shittiest fucking thing I've ever seen. Do you remember that movie about the reindeer, the killer reindeer?
The were-deer?
This is
Were-deer.
that kind
That
of,
was 100 times better. How do we get there?
Cognitive dissonance. Yeah.
And that's where
Yes.
you could be self-aware about Charles Bronson, aka you can be self-aware about Robert Bronzi and how it's silly that we think of him as Charles Bronson, but not self-aware enough to realize how shitty this looks.
Yeah, I mean, there were parts that worked because, like, they showed
Thank you,
one little, like, part of the transformation where it looked like the backbone was coming out. Like, that was a really cool effect. But then they had this, like, shitty Party City wig on the werewolf, and it
showed too much of it.
just don't
they
show
showed
so
way
much.
too much of it.
You
What
have
is-
nothing to show, so don't show it.
Right.
What is
It looks
going
like a
on?
raccoon that got run over.
Well, like, why is one eye
The eye
bright red
is bulgy.
and like one's this way, one's 3 inches higher? Like, what are we doing?
My theory is this guy showed up with a shit ton of squibs because he was like, all right, we're going to be blowing people away in this movie. He never bothered to read the script. Then they're like, all right, we're going to shoot the werewolf scenes tonight. And he's like, oh, shit.
Werewolf.
Yeah. And then he runs out to fucking Party City, and it's the only werewolf mask they
Two
got.
masks and like glues them together.
I don't know what else. Like, it just, if the mask looked cool, but they couldn't do like the 4-legged werewolf, so they have to do bipedal, like running at them. Like, you could maybe hide that a little bit, but you could still show some of the mask being cool. But like, it just looks like an asshole running around wearing a Party City mask.
Yeah.
And we're being asked to take it seriously when everything else is so serious.
Yeah, and there's no, like, connection with any of the victims. Like, the first girl is just exploring, doing some vlogging or something at this
At a
abandoned
train station.
train station that is
like
next
that,
to a mine that's abandoned, and is, like, maybe haunted. I don't know. And she gets killed there, and that's where they find the first victim. And then the other victims are just people that show up in this area. You know?
Yeah. I didn't know.
They're not connected to anybody. They're just fodder.
Do you think they were trying to say anything about social media influencers? Oh, Aaron's crying. Look at him. He's like, Robert Bronzi, I love you. Was there a message trying to be...
Do you think
That
it was
first
deep?
girl?
Think so. Like, it was so
I think they just fodder
short-lived.
like your 80s bimbo kind of characters or something like
Yeah.
that. I
Well,
don't think
but
there really was a message per se.
There's a
Sorry,
message
Rebecca.
later
Rebecca's
on
off.
with like the chief of police who's like, men aren't men anymore.
Yeah.
Men
Men aren't allowed to be men anymore.
Yeah, I was like, what are you talking about? What does that mean? I hate when people say
What
shit like
real men do podcasts from their bedrooms.
that. But
I hate.
let's
that crap.
just
be what you want to be.
the movie opens post Robert Bronzi's wife being tragically murdered.
What was her name?
Tammy!
Dame no die. Dame don't die.
I'm just gonna show a little bit.
Hello. Tommy. My darling. Happy anniversary.
Tammy! Tammy! Tammy!
Yeah. What do we
But
think
then
about Robert
she's
Bronzi?
found outside, murdered.
There's something about him that's just fun to watch.
Yeah,
And I don't know what it is.
he'd make a great Mario. They should do a Mario movie with him.
He almost does
I am
like
here to fix your plumbing.
he sounds like someone who doesn't speak English and is like saying what they're telling him to say but not understanding what he's saying.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
phonetically,
He
he
has-
learns how to
yeah.
say it. Yeah.
He doesn't
So-
know
Okay.
where to put the emphasis or
Yeah.
the...
Yeah, and in some ways that makes it fun.
Yeah.
Because the concept is already silly, so that's fun.
So why not make a silly movie with him? Why do they try to do these like serious movies? Embrace
I
the
think
weird
this tried
goofiness
to
of it
be
all.
silly a little bit here and there. Like, it tried to throw it in, but it just didn't know how to do it. So it
We
just
need a
like
buddy
these
cop movie with
random
this guy.
things, and then the tonal shift again.
I think it's the werewolf stuff.
Yeah.
Is where it all fails for me.
Well, and they tried to, like, they overcomplicated this film a lot with B plots and other characters, like, because like the whole thing, the sheriff character, we don't even meet her until after we're over halfway through the movie, and then we get this whole thing with her daughter,
Right.
is coming back, and then she gets attacked by the werewolf, and this is like the last 30 minutes of the movie. And it's just, there's so many like moving pieces that are very rushed and just fragmented throughout the movie. Like the security guard at the beginning that assaults the first victim and then is brought in for questioning and then is like dealing drugs out of the mine. And it's like, what does this have to do with anything? What does this have to do with anything?
There's the kid that was
guy?
going to kill himself on the bridge that
I have that.
that he stopped.
There was an intention.
I think
with
he
his
was a
character, though.
There is,
herring
because
a little
he's
bit,
supposed to be like,
Is
he's
he
the werewolf.
Right. Yep.
Especially when he's then is with the daughter.
Right. And he
You're
acts
like,
a little
oh,
weird
this
and
is gonna
suspicious
be-
at times. Yep.
Well, let me show the clip of them on the bridge.
My wife, Tommy, was murdered 3 weeks ago. It was my fault. I should have been there.
I should have been there.
My wife Tommy was murdered.
Yeah,
like
I
Tommy.
hear you. Like when he was taking that girl to the mine, I was like, oh, I guess he's the werewolf. But before that, I was like, although when he showed up at the bar too, I thought maybe like they just kept bringing him up for no reason. So I was like,
Then
oh, I guess maybe
he's
he
at
has to be the
Bronzi's
werewolf.
house or whatever. Like the crashes there.
Oh yeah,
And he's like staring at
Well,
him
that's
creepily
after
while he sleeps.
that's after the bar. He takes him
Right.
home, but he leaves the weird note and the cross.
Yeah.
Because now they're best friends.
Well,
and-
there's a couple scenes like when he first goes to his friend's house that still lives in Centralia, and then this guy. Like, there's a couple scenes in here where I was like, are they gonna do it? Just because of the way that they were talking and the way it was set up, I'm like, this is set up like the beginning of a porno or something.
Wait, you thought? So wait, you thought Robert Bronzi and Tito Ortiz were gonna
We're gonna
do
get it on.
I was waiting for it. 'Cause
maybe
he
just a little.
There was talk of like, there was talk about like the size of his penis and stuff. They were joking about. It was very coded.
There was an ED joke in there
yeah,
too.
yeah. It was very coded.
I don't remember that at all.
I think you
I
guys.
remember them
are
doing
making
like
shit
fake
up right
fighting.
now.
I'm not.
They're like play fighting, but I
Yeah,
don't
I
remember
have
anything
that
about
clip.
that.
I'll
Yeah.
play that, but I don't remember.
Well, because he talks about certain body parts not working when
Well-
you
Yeah,
get older,
yeah.
and then
Wait,
Tito
did
Ortiz
Robert-
is like, I wouldn't know about that.
Yeah, and he's like, I'll take your word for it.
Did you guys watch this with captions? Because there was many times I was like, I don't know what the fuck Robert Bronzi said.
I should.
I did
have.
watch it with
I did not.
captions.
that might okay, maybe that.
Because I
would've
watch
helped me.
everything with captions.
It was just like he'd be like, and I'd be like, what? I don't know
Yabba
what he
dabba
said.
doo.
Yeah, I didn't pick up on the sexual chemistry building between the
bromance?
Tito Ortiz and Robert Bronzi. Unfortunately, I don't even know what that would look like. That was
This is
like a
making me
Chihuahua
question,
and a
Chris, like,
Doberman or something going at it. Is what
Have
that would
guys,
look
like,
But
tried to
even
have a
like at
bromance
the
with
very
you and you
end, then when the
Yeah.
sheriff came over, I was like, is this gonna like? Are we all
Oh,
three
well,
getting in
Right?
The sheriff, when he answers the
I
door,
think
she's
you
like,
guys
I'm
are
not
wanting
here.
to see
I'm
that.
not here to F you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
that-
and then there's some pretty crude lines in this movie, like keep your cooch closed and all
Yeah.
this
He says
kind
it
of
multiple
stuff.
times.
Okay,
too.
Yes.
hold on. That
So the
scene,
fish doesn't swim up it.
What
that
the fuck?
scene made no sense to me
No sense.
because she got in there into the water. She didn't have a top on, but she still had her
She still had her
bottom
bikini
painted.
bottoms on. Yeah.
And so the cooch thing, I was like, that doesn't even make sense.
It's
I-
no
Because the
difference
actress
than-
didn't want to take her bottoms
Yeah,
off.
that's exactly what it is.
But then don't cut that line in because I was like, well, how's the fish
yeah, but
gonna
Chris,
get in
they
there if
spent a
she's
lot of
wearing-
time working
But
on
then
that
you
line.
can't
They had
talk
to use
about a
it.
cooch.
Right.
I could talk about a cooch all the time.
I don't even like that word. That word
Well,
is
and
like
It's the
There
worst.
was
it's so
there's
bad.
more B plot that was not necessary with
Yeah.
those two and their relationship. Like
What about the hairy arm? We get that shot of the hairy arm in the bushes staring
Oh
at them.
yeah, yeah.
We also
No sense.
So, all right. So we got Robert Bronzi, a washed-up cop because his wife was murdered, and then he blows away 2 guys in a convenience store robbery. So he gets put on leave.
But we don't even get the good 80s, 90s, like, police sergeant screaming at him, God damn it! Bronzi,
No, it's just,
give me your
give me
badge
your
and
gun.
your gun
Give me
and
your badge.
get the fuck out of here.
Well, because so
Like, we
much
don't
of
get any of
this
that.
movie is people talking for Robert Bronzi to
Yeah.
where he just needs to say 1 or 2 word phrases to bring things together. So it's just the other person in the scene talking. Yes. My word.
Yeah. Yeah, they have to cover for him a lot. You're right.
But you could do that in a creative way and make it fun.
You
Yeah.
could.
Like, you could just have random
they
people,
didn't.
like,
They did not.
like pop in the scene and say stuff. Like, he could be in a room full of detectives or whatever, and like every time it's time for Robert Bronzi to speak, like some guy would like wheel in on his chair and be like, "Hey, Sergeant," blah 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 blah. Like you could like do it really
like-
silly where Bronzi never gets to say anything,
Right?
but people are always answering like questions and responding for him. You could make it funny and goofy, but
And they had opportunities to do some really cool things, like when Robert Bronzi jumps in a fucking caterpillar and starts driving it after that dude.
that was yeah.
But then he just gets out.
What was the
Instead
point
of running him over.
What was the point?
I don't
like,
know.
You
He didn't feel like
could've
running.
Run him over, or you did something fun with that. I'm just like,
They seemed like from the opening they were demonstrating like he's loose with the law, like he'll just
Yeah.
kill people. But then like after that he's not.
yeah.
Well, and he is taken off of the case and relieved of duty, but that lasts for a day.
Well, the crazy part is he gets put back on duty because they find that his wife's killer might be related to this case. And it's like,
Yeah.
in a real movie, a good movie, that's when the hero gets taken off the case.
Exactly.
You're too close to this, Tom.
Close to this. Yeah.
It's like,
Don't make it personal.
Yeah, because he's called out by the killer
yeah.
by scratching into the train.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're like, all right, you better come back and do this. I did
He's asking
laugh
for you. You need to come back.
when he compares the
Yeah.
writing of Peter to the writing on the train.
It was good.
And he's like, oh, it's close. I'm
It
like,
is totally not.
Oh, God,
and
I
you're
forgot about
talking
that scene.
scratched in letters that are like a
Right.
foot tall versus writing
like,
in pen
handwriting.
on a
Yeah.
paper.
Well, let's look at a little bit of the sexual chemistry between Robert Bronzi and Tito Ortiz.
Oh.
Was he supposed to have hit him there, or like?
I mean, if you just use the audio of that, it might sound like they're.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know if that was supposed to be like he's supposed to act like he actually got hit or if it was just playing around.
No, they're just playing around. There was like play fighting, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know why Tito Ortiz was in this movie.
No.
No.
That character, I don't even understand like his point at all.
I
It's
don't
for
either.
the
Like, he
surprise
keeps
ending.
coming back to ask him if he's heard anything. I guess because
He lives
he's the
close
only
to
one
the mine?
around.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
He lives in Centralia by
Which
himself.
people
I
don't
guess.
really. Not many people live
Do
there
you
anymore.
have any footage of the motel scene? The shirtless scene?
Oh no, I don't. It was too sexy. I couldn't do it. I do have a sequence showing some of the werewolf attack footage.
Oh boy.
Did he have him just in a black robe? Is that what?
Kind of looks like it.
around
Which you
him?
also buy at Party City.
Well, and also at the end when he's
Yep.
killed, like he
anymore.
like leaps and falls back or is thrown back, and you see his shorts and his knee brace.
Oh, I have the monster. I have his death. We can watch that then in a moment. I didn't see his shorts and knee brace.
That's
but-
awesome. I didn't see that either.
So All right, so Robert Bronzi's on the case, right? He goes to Centralia.
Is he? I mean, he's just
wandering
kinda
around.
Wandering around.
He drinks a lot, but then he stops drinking. He gets a new partner. Partner's name is
Jenkins.
Is it really Jenkins?
Leroy.
That's like the most generic
Cop name.
cop partner.
But we
Yeah.
don't really get a lot of him either, you know.
No, he's barely in it.
So it's like for him to like have this significant part in the movie, it like doesn't hit, you know. It's like,
No.
oh, that guy, who is that guy? You know, we
Right.
didn't really get to know him at all.
Yeah, I
Or
vaguely
see him
remember
very
seeing
much.
him
Except
earlier
for
in the
he
film.
can't hold his liquor.
Yeah.
Yeah, the reveal and stuff doesn't justify anything.
Mm-mm.
What is that called? Is that what a Deus Ex Machina is, where the resolution comes out of nowhere?
When like there's kind of like
I don't know if
the
this clip is that.
hero is saved by a magic
Some magic
ghost
or
that randomly appears and is not part of the movie up to that point. Or
Unexpected solution to a problem. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, he's not that, obviously. But I guess my problem is in a movie where it's a who's doing it kind of caper thriller thing, the red herring was only there because there's a scene where Daniel Roebuck is in his office and he's slowly like looking at Jenkins through the window. And you're like, okay, well, there's something up with Jenkins, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, there's no reason for him to be the werewolf killer.
No.
But there's
No,
really
but-
no reason for anyone to be the
No,
werewolf.
No.
well, because at the end he like does this like end exposition dump, like, oh, I was patrolling out here and something
Yeah.
from the mine attacked me. Well, where's that thing that was in the mine that
Right.
attacked him? Did it move on? Like what? There's no.
And it had yellow eyes.
Yeah.
And the relationship, the way that it connects with Robert Bronzi's wife is that it was the first victim, but he didn't want to kill her. The monster took over.
But
He
he
went there
went
to
to
talk
talk
to-
to Bronzi.
To tell him that I'm a werewolf.
Yeah.
I need help.
So, yeah. Why isn't the real werewolf in the movie?
Yeah.
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 Because it's still out there.
And hopefully it actually
Right behind
looks like
you.
a werewolf and not like
Maybe
some
there's
asshole
going to
that's-
be a 11 to midnight.
Well, they leave
shit.
it open for that.
Yeah,
Well,
they
we'll
do.
get to the stinger. Let's watch the monster's death.
The knee brace.
The knee
No, that's
brace.
all I saw.
That's all I saw too. That's fantastic.
It's a werewolf with a knee. He's got a. You never know.
But, I mean, you do need to talk about how he killed them with his magic silver bullet
Yeah, he melted
that he
down
created
that
by
cross.
melting down the cross. Yep.
Because his brand new friend gave him a silver cross.
Yep.
For,
And you can melt that down in your basement and make
yeah,
bullets.
with a little mini blowtorch.
Oh, we'll get to that, Sean. We have the
Yep.
the stinger here at the end. Robert Bronzi is much more talkative in this movie.
Yeah.
Robert
Yes.
Bronzi is much more featured in this movie. But he's a terrible actor.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's so bad.
Like,
He's
Yeah.
bad. But fun bad.
I do like watching him, though. I don't know
Yeah.
why. I don't know what it is about him. I like watching him. He's fucking awful. But it's like I cut him the slack of being awful because it sounds like he barely speaks English, and like he's just not a good. Like even when he's trying to act depressed and he's like, like it's just like terrible instincts and act. Like it's so over the top and shit.
But,
But
I go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say, but then like the other people around him who are legitimate actors, how are they fucking worse? That's like,
Right.
how do you guys this bad?
They have nothing to work with though.
The thing about
yeah.
the thing about Bronzi is like he was a stunt double and stuff for Charles Bronson and stuff. He seems very comfortable with what he's doing.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like there's a relaxation to
that's true.
his presence. So it just
Almost,
I don't know. So it almost seems a little more natural. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but it looks more. He looks a lot more comfortable than most of the people in this movie.
He just feels like he's just kind of wandering around and people film him though.
Right?
You know,
he's
like he
not
never really moves with like a
he's
purpose.
just being.
Yeah.
He just like walks in the room.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I would have pulled the scene where he's like sitting on his couch drinking. That scene was kind of funny. But yeah, no, I was serious. Like when Eric Meloragni comes on screen, I think he was the best actor of the movie, and he was in it for like a minute.
Yeah.
It was cool when he ripped that guy's heart out.
Oh, that was pretty cool. Yeah. Let's check out the stinger at the end, leaving it open for possibly a sequel.
Cheers. Egészségünkre.
So he's the thing that attacked the cop.
Yes.
Simple.
Oh, is that the?
I think
Yes.
that's what they mean because
Yes.
he's got the yellow eyes.
Yes,
That actually
is
makes me
the-
like the movie way
exactly.
better.
OG werewolf.
Right.
I thought that when he bit the werewolf's ear off, he got infected.
Nah.
But you
No,
might. I think
he
you're right,
is-
Lindsay.
I'm hoping that's what they're going for because it's
That's what I
better.
assumed because of the whole yellow eye thing.
In a world where,
You know what?
why does he look at the camera? Why does he turn and look at the camera?
Because it's a
It's a nod to
Kitschy.
Thriller.
yeah, kind of, yeah, honestly, yeah.
It's an homage.
Oh,
We need some cool music then, though.
Oh, this movie sucked ass though.
Dude, I was so disappointed.
I want to see
Hoping.
a Neil Breen, Robert Bronzi combo.
shit.
They need to team up like
Buddy
Bronzi
cop.
versus Breen.
Yeah.
Breen and Bronzi, oh my god, that's buddy cop.
That would be amazing.
Just get
Breen would be like, I don't even know what you're saying. I've got magic powers.
I'm with you.
I'm with
always
you.
here
And Bronzi
with
be
you.
like,
Who
okay.
am I? What am I? Where am
Where
I?
are you?
He just had
Who are
Bronzi
you?
stand around on that green screen in his garage all the time, and then he photoshops him around in the movie.
Hello.
You could just keep him in the
Or
tuna
shoots
trunk.
him from the ground up, so it's just sky behind him, so he can put him in any scene.
So,
Oh my god!
was this better than Death Kiss or better than Hell in the Wild West or whatever? It's from Hell to the Wild West.
It was better than the Wild West one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
But there was more to like laugh at in the Wild West one, like more to I don't know. They're both
Yeah, I don't-
pretty
well, there was
shitty.
some cool scenery in the Wild West one too. But
There was,
I
and
feel like
bigger squibs.
scripts were pretty fun.
I feel like the From Hell. I don't even know how I'm saying this, but I feel like From Hell to the Wild West was like just a better made movie.
Yeah,
maybe,
Maybe
yeah.
in some ways.
it
I
wasn't
don't know.
overcomplicated like this one was.
But he didn't
Yeah.
go, Tommy, I love you, Tommy. Tommy, don't die.
Tommy,
Happy
Tommy.
anniversary, Tommy.
happy
Like, he didn't-
anniversary.
That just him talking and his voice adds so much for me.
It does that.
I don't know why it entertains me so much, but it really does. And I don't get that in Hell from Wild West or To the
No.
Wild West.
No, he
whatever.
was very underutilized.
So.
All right. Anything else?
I don't think so.
Man.
I think we should write a movie for Robert Bronzi. I think we could make something fun
Oh yeah.
and use him well.
I mean, he's probably like a couple $100 a day.
I would assume he's not crazy expensive. Yeah.
I think he's probably like $500 a day or something like that.
Right.
Maybe Eric has his number.
Was texting Eric about this movie.
Did you?
Yeah.
What did he have to say about it?
I mean,
Well, we don't want him to like shit on it or anything, but
Yeah,
yeah.
he was actually really. I don't remember what he said.
Did he have fun at least making it?
Of course. I mean, he was only
That's
there
cool.
for like a day. Yeah, I'm trying to see what he said. He said, "Oh boy, 12 to midnight. What a good time." And I said, oh shit, Robert Bronzi just fucked you up. He said, yeah, he wasn't taking his chances with me. Yeah, I don't know. Robert Bronzetober. I don't even know what we're doing. I don't even.
Yeah, we need a good one next, or this is going downhill fast.
Yeah. All right, Lindsay, would you recommend 12 to Midnight?
No, there's not enough fun to it.
Yeah. Aaron?
Yeah, same. Just not what I expected. Disappointing again.
Rebecca?
No, like, watch the first scene. That's probably the most fun scene of the movie, and then you can just turn it off.
First scene was badass. If the whole movie was
really
great,
was.
I'd be like fucking on board. This might have, I think this is worse than the other two. Unfortunately.
I had high hopes for this one.
Well, because that trailer was super misleading.
Well, we didn't watch the whole
We
trailer.
didn't watch enough of it.
right before it went to Werewolf Town.
Because we're like, oh man, this is too good. Just kidding.
Godly
But is this the newest movie, or is the
I think this is the
this is the
newest
newest.
one that's on the wheel. Yeah.
Gardner's a couple years older, I think.
Exorcist Vengeance is a little before this too, but he has 7 fucking movies coming out.
Oh my god.
Damn.
Coming out.
Yeah. All right, whatever. We'll have to do Bronzetober again next year, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on and play a game. Here we go.
Game time, baby.
Your theories are the worst kind of conflict. Your methods are sloppy and your conclusions are highly unpleasant.
Ooh.
We're gonna dive into Centralia because we're familiar with it, but not everyone might be. And I learned some stuff in doing this, so here we go. In what year was Centralia incorporated?
Oh my.
1922.
1870.
1900.
It was 1866.
Damn.
4 years off.
Yeah.
Good guess.
The original land was sold by Native Americans in 1749 for how many British pounds?
20.
50.
800.
It was 500, which is the equivalent of about $25,000
Oh, wow.
today.
Yeah, they're like, we're not using this shit, have it.
They knew it was going to happen.
Here, you guys take this. Give you a good deal. In what year did the fire start?
53?
62.
58.
It was 62. In what year was all the real estate claimed through eminent domain?
85.
75.
1999.
It was 30 years after they started in
Wow.
1992.
I thought there's still some houses there.
There is.
There's still people living there, right?
As of 2023,
Oh, cool.
how many
Sorry.
people still live there?
8.
4.
We're down to 5.
That's
Barely
crazy.
hanging on.
Why can't you live there?
Because there's so much toxic gas coming out of the
So is it killing these people?
ground.
Probably.
I mean, it's
Slowly.
not good for you. And there's
How
a
do they
lot
even
of
get
like
power and stuff.
sinkholes and stuff open up because the ground is being
Feels very
eaten away
Silent Hill to me.
underneath. Like, that's how they really discovered how bad it was getting. It was in like 1987. This kid fell into a sinkhole. I forget how deep it was, but he grabbed onto like the root of a tree, and then his cousin was able to pull him out.
Oh my
but
God.
they found out how hot it was underground and how much carbon monoxide there was being pumped out of the ground, that they're like, Uh-oh. This isn't good.
Sinkholes are scary looking too.
Yeah. The burning of what led to the fires? Trash, a house, a cigarette, or a tree hit by lightning?
Trash.
Trash.
Tree hit by lightning.
It was trash at the dump. They did it every year. The fire company came and burned the trash, and I guess they didn't get it all out, so it just like smoldered and made its way into the mines.
Into the mines.
Wow.
Jeez.
Yeah.
And there's just no way to put this out.
How would you do it?
Because it's just, as long as there's coal,
Coal country, man.
it just keeps feeding it.
Yep.
Oh no. Doesn't it need
what's
oxygen though? Like, can't they fill in the holes?
Dude, it's like a massive underground fire spread all over the place. I don't think there's any practical way
Crazy.
to kill the flow.
What's the median age of the 5 residents that are left?
75.
60.
62 and a half.
Oh, wow.
Like
Look at
Robert
that guy.
Bronzi.
It's quite the mustache.
Wilford Brimsley.
And
Wilford Bronzi.
Centralia isn't the only town that's been closed. It has spread to a neighboring town,
Oh, jeez.
aptly named Burnville,
Oh,
and that town was shut down as well.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Was that recently or is that a while ago?
wasn't that like 15 years ago, though? I think.
PA.
All right.
Oh, it doesn't even show up. Because it's Burnville with a Y.
Oh.
Okay. All right. Well, that's Centralia. AJ's been
Yeah.
there. I haven't been there.
I was there when I was a kid. My mom took me.
Cool.
Because didn't they base like Silent Hill off Centralia?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. All right.
Burnsville?
Let's move on and do some listener feedback. Here we go.
I suggest we read some listener feedback, sir.
Make it so, number one.
Emails. You tiny little emails. You precious little emails. Where are you?
All right. Last week we watched From Hell to the Wild West. And we got some comments on that episode. From James Green 6480 648 6864 868 46.
What?
I vote for Lindsay to take AJ's spot for the premise hole.
Oh,
And she
shit.
did.
There she did it.
Even if she comes
Even
back.
printed it out.
She printed that shit out. All right. Well, I mean, are you taking it? It's not like AJ's coming back because he has a thing he
I
schedules every
will.
night. We do the
I
podcast.
will hold the spot for now. But I'm not opposed to taking it over on a permanent basis. We can just see what happens.
All right, we'll see what happens.
Seems somewhat non-committal, but acceptable.
Sounds like the bad movie night way. David Black says, another wasted use of Bronzi. Production came off really cheap to me, to my untrained eye. Alternate title, From Hell to Just More Hell in a Cheap TV pilot episode.
Just wait. Just wait, David.
Just wait. Did you watch this one? Mike D says, the last victim of Jack the Ripper was Mary Jane Kelly, and she was related to my mother, Carol Kelly. So probably my great aunt or great great grandmother. Not sure, actually. But you can look up pictures of her, and she looks a lot like my mother. She was the one who had the most violent death, too.
Those
that picture.
Yeah,
brutal.
that was
Gruesome.
Yeah.
Gruesome. That sucks. Spiv Onius, I guess a listener of the show, says, worst movie of the year.
That's pretty bad.
Jinx says,
we
there was
watched
no...
like 5 movies, so we got a long way to go.
Oh, yeah. We haven't even finished Bronzetober, so we can
Right.
get worse. Jinx says, there was no budget for lighting. And fun fact, Bronzi has no night work clause in his contract. Maybe do the AI interviews with actors explaining why they should have been the main character. That's not a bad idea. Dude, the no night work clause in his contract makes sense because he was in no night scenes in that last movie, and he was in no night scenes in this movie.
He wasn't? Wasn't he in the bridge?
They killed a
in the
werewolf
dark?
in the day. They even had to have a sequence where it's like the werewolf can be out in the day.
Dude, they're at, like the bridge in the
scene.
dark.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Maybe it was really early in the morning.
They offered him more money. We'd give you $500.
We'd give you $500. Jinx also says, and today we have the reverse striptease with Aaron zipping up. Spiv must be off shopping for a pimp hat. Spiv is not here because he
forgot
and made dinner plans with his friends.
What's that make us?
Definitely not friends with the way
I thought that was the
these
problem with
people treat
Wednesdays
us.
for him. Because he had dinner plans with friends. Now they're Thursdays. It's convenient that his friends.
Well, because he doesn't
dinners
have
move
plans on Wednesdays or Thursday nights.
Yeah, he doesn't have plans, Aaron. There's nothing to keep on his calendar. You know what I mean?
But again, this is something we've been doing for like 7 years.
No, this is year 9.
No way.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
9
I think
years?
I've been on the podcast for 7 years now.
Have you been on that long?
It's
Or
been
we're,
a
like,
while.
We're past year 8 and into year 8 or something like that. Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's just it's just some freaking bullshit is what it is right there.
So little dedication. I mean,
Excuses.
This was his
and like
freaking
we've known
idea,
him,
and he
we've
doesn't
known
fucking
him
show up.
forever. Like he lives near us. We've been friends forever. We've known him forever. I work with the guy. He can't even bother showing up.
No, I don't know. But all right, if we get Cry Havoc, I'm quitting the show forever because I've already watched that cock garbage. If we get Once Upon a Time Wood, I'm definitely quitting the show because I can't do another one of these horrible Western movies with him. If we get Exorcist Vengeance, I'll be happy. If we get The Gardener, I'll be happy, but not quite as happy.
Hopefully it's one of those two.
So just take the other two off the wheel.
Yeah, Chris, don't punish yourself.
No, I believe in. Let me just do a little prayer to Bronzi.
That's a bad
In
idea.
Bronzi we trust.
In Bronzi we trust. Exorcist Vengeance.
Oh my
Exorcist
God.
Vengeance. Exorcist Vengeance. Exorcist Vengeance. Exorcist. Exorcist.
Ah! So close. But hey, we got the
Hey,
gardener.
at least it's the gardener.
All right, we did get The Gardener. We're gonna next week after that we're gonna watch Exorcist Vengeance. I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, and then we'll be bronzied out.
I think so.
Constantly gardening. Gardener.
The
Is that a movie? Something constantly.
The constant gardener.
The constipated gardener?
Yeah.
Constant garden.
Yes.
Oh, I've never seen. That's not what I.
That
thought it was.
Ralph Fiennes and
For some reason, I thought The Gardener was something with Jason Statham.
who else is in
He's
that?
the beekeeper. And
Is that
he's
what
a
it is?
working man. Yes.
The beekeeper. What's he gonna be next?
He's
The
there's
Zoomaster?
gonna be a sequel to Beekeeper.
Is there really?
Yeah. They did announce it, but I haven't heard anything for a while. But
I mean, I don't
he
know.
needs to do a bunch of movies where it's just a working class job is the title of the movie.
All right, let's check out this trailer for The Gardener.
The tree trimmer.
This is gonna be good. I think this is gonna be the one.
I hope so.
Lionsgate.
The Lionsgate.
What?
Holy shit!
Whoa.
That budget.
Moving up.
Please call me Lauren. Didn't you fight in the war?
That was long ago.
There's the next house.
You get in, you get the stuff I tell you to, and you get out.
I'll bring my
That,
girl out
oh, I
this
know
time.
that guy.
Post Malone.
What the fuck?
Wait, what?
It wasn't Post Malone, but it looked like.
It looked a lot like him though.
All right, this actually
This looks fun.
bad.
Yeah, we said that last
Yeah.
week, you assholes.
Yeah, but like right now they're justifying Robert Bronzi as like a retired soldier,
Yeah,
which is like perfect.
That makes more sense. Yeah.
Gary
Yeah.
Daniels as like the main bad guy, leader guy,
Yeah.
Right.
and like a home invasion thing. This looks cool.
Yeah, this could be cool, and it's got Lionsgate at least backing some.
I
of it,
hope
so
he
they have
uses
some
a
more
lot
money.
of gardening implements to kill
God,
people.
that'd be amazing.
Shit.
And puns.
Yes.
I wanted to pull out like a rake and like it shoots the rake tines. Like all of his gardening implements are actually like weapons of some sort. Like they just, the axe head goes flying off, chops somebody's head off, and then it's like a boomerang that comes back and it lands on the handle of the axe. Like just cool shit like that.
I'm pretty pumped for this.
I'm super pumped for this.
And I wanted to say something like, "Take that, you hoe," or something where he's got like a hoe.
Is he
have a little Irish there?
Take that, you hoe.
I don't know.
That was good, Aaron.
That was awesome.
Scott
He's
Jeffries
groundskeeper
directed
Willie.
this? Okay.
Who? Chris
Scott
is losing
Jeffries.
interest.
Unless
What do we
this
know
is a
him from?
different is this the same guy who does a million terrible British movies? I think he did the Winnie the Pooh. He produced that, I want to say. Yes, it is. And I've met this guy. Okay, he pumps out like 1 billion movies a year.
Did you say
They're usually
did the Winnie the Pooh?
I think so. I'm pretty sure he's one of the producers.
Are they at least entertaining though?
Yeah, no. They're usually like
Wait a minute.
decently made,
Yes
but
or no? Okay.
not they usually have a whole bunch of like it's a horror movie or an action movie, but they fill it with a bunch of drama that's like boring talking. Is usually what his movies
As
are.
filler.
Yeah, but we'll see. So
Let
that's
me
what we're
tell you
watching
about
next
my
week,
grandmother.
which is The Gardener, which is available on Amazon.
Good. That's good.
And
Don't have
that's
to
what
look
we're
for it on
checking out.
Zumo.
We don't have to go on Zumo anymore. Dude, I got in a weird like time loop on Zumo where that app, by the way, what a piece of shit. You can't even search on it.
I
There's an
couldn't even
app?
use it on my phone. I just watched the movie
I just
on
went to their
YouTube.
website, and you can
Oh,
go
it's
to
on
like
YouTube?
you go to like live
Oh.
TV or whatever.
I went to this
And,
site and it was like you could go free movies and then I had to choose like action and then I found it, luckily.
Yeah, that's how I did it too. There's no searching.
Well, I got stuck watching like it was supposed to be an ad, but it was like a news show. So that it just
Rebecca's
kept
like,
going,
"Where the fuck
and it
is
would
Robert
like
Bronzi?"
restart the time. Like it would set it would be 33 seconds long, and then it would like jump back to 24 seconds and keep going.
Oh,
I had to
an
like
ad loop.
go out
No,
of
I
the
had-
app.
I had a loop like that too, where it kept saying like the thriller thing, and it was just like it went on for like 3 minutes, and I was like, "Am I
being
Ned?
punked.
Is this fucking Groundhog's Day right now? What's happening?" Like,
Ned,
it just
Ned
kept going.
Ryerson.
Yeah. All right, that's what we're doing next week. Spiv probably won't be here because he's got to make plans. AJ made plans already, so it'll just be us again. But that's okay. I did ask Mark to join the show. I was like, Mark, you should just come on the show.
He'll never show up,
No
though.
one ever shows up. Yeah, I know. That's why I asked.
Stefan
That'd be
will
cool to have
join.
Mark
He
on.
watches all the time.
Here you
Dude,
go.
let's get him on sometime.
Do you have
That'd be great.
another computer?
Yeah.
Maybe we should get him on. We have to do
He
something.
watches.
I'd like to meet the guy sometime. I feel bad. I've never even met him, but he seems like a cool dude. And if he's willing to watch this crap with you, seems like an all right guy in my book.
I was really
Or
maybe
incredibly
I'll sa-
damaged.
Maybe I'll save my master plan of how to wrap up the Bronzetober. I had an
Yeah?
idea and I was working on it, but it's like some work, so I don't know.
You bought a Bronzy mask?
All right, that's it. Next week, we're watching The Gardener from 2021. There's a bunch of movies called The Gardener, so make sure you check out the one with 2021 with Robert Bronzi and Gary Daniels. Love Gary Daniels. He's top tier, so I'm looking forward to this. And thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. If you're a Patreon, I have started making the pre-show into a podcast form, so that'll show up on your RSS feeds if you're a patron. Otherwise, it's also there in video format. But you can become a Patreon, patreon.com/badmovienightshow for $2 a month. You get access to the Slack. You get access to the pre-show, and then a bunch of other bonus podcasts
Get a
we've done throughout
movie
the
on the
years.
wheel.
And then, yeah, we're going to start doing the movie on the wheel again soon. So if you are a current patron and you have a movie, Sean has the master of the list of the Patreon movies. But if you want to update that, post it in the Slack, and we will get an updated wheel here going. Because the last time
we
you guys
need to
had
do that.
movies on that wheel, it was terrible. What was it? Yeah.
There was some utter trash that they
this
picked
is-
on there to
this is-
punish us with.
Yeah. It was,
Yeah. Yeah.
Bad.
It was terrible. Terrible. No, I don't really
Sorry,
remember.
Jinx.
I don't
Good to see,
remember at
though.
all what it was. All right, that's it, guys. We're gonna catch you here next week for The Gardener. Goodbye.
Thanks for listening to the Bad Movie Night Podcast.